June 10, 2006, Lori Slosinski, a 24-year-old resident of Auburn, Alabama, mysteriously vanished without a trace. This perplexing incident occurred after Lori had confirmed her attendance at a pre-planned girls' night out hosted by her best friend and co-worker at her trailer home. Oddly, Lori's dog was left unattended. The air conditioner was on, and the telephone cord was missing. The question lingered. Did Lori hastily leave town, or was there a more sinister explanation behind her disappearance? Welcome back to Crime Canvas, where we delve into solved, unsolved, and twisted cases worldwide. Today, we unravel the enigma surrounding Lori Slosinski's disappearance, a case that remained unsolved for 16 years. Situated in Lee County, Auburn, the largest city in eastern Alabama, boasts the title of Alabama's fastest-growing metropolitan area since 1990. Affectionately known as the loveliest village on the plains, Auburn is a cultural melting pot with its southern hospitality and is home to Auburn University, a renowned public institution. Born on September 21, 1981, Lori Slosinski was the cherished daughter of Casey and Arlene Slosinski and sister to Paul. Originally from New York, the family relocated to rural Alabama farm country near Auburn when Lori was 13. Growing up surrounded by animals, Lori, a country girl at heart, was an ardent animal lover. Described by friends as exceptionally beautiful, Lori enjoyed spending time with friends, watching movies, cycling, playing video games, and despite the fun, remained dedicated to her studies. After completing high school, Lori pursued a major in psychology with a minor in criminology at Auburn University. Her parents supported her academic journey, providing her with a mobile home in a popular student trailer park where she lived with her beloved Yorkshire Terrier, Peanut. Despite living alone, Lori maintained a close bond with her family, with her mother checking in on her daily. In 2005, Lori graduated with honors from Auburn University. Shortly after graduating, Lori secured a position at the East Alabama Mental Health Center while continuing to reside in the trailer park. Her future plans included pursuing a master's degree in psychology, a goal that filled her family with pride. However, unbeknownst to them, a sinister event was about to unfold in Lori's life. On June 10, 2006, the 24-year-old had arranged a girls' night at her best friend Lindsay Braun's house. The plan was to enjoy a few drinks and watch a movie. Lindsay and Lori had met during their junior year at Auburn University, bonding over Lori's sweet, charming, and outgoing personality. Their friendship flourished when they both found employment at the same mental health facility after graduating. Around 6:30 p.m. on that fateful day, Lori called Lindsay, stating that she needed to stop at the store before heading to Lindsay's house for the movie night. Unfortunately, Lori never made it to Lindsay's house, causing growing concern. Lindsay's worry escalated when she received no response from Lori, despite leaving multiple messages on her home answering machine. When Lori failed to appear at work on Monday, June 12th, and continued to be absent the following day, Lindsay, along with another co-worker, decided to check on her. Upon reaching Lori's trailer home, Lindsay noticed that the door was unlocked and the air conditioner was running, an unusual sight. Inside, Lori's dog Peanut was found in his crate, well-nourished and content, suggesting someone had been caring for him. Strangely, the crate was unsoiled despite Lori's prolonged absence. Lindsay's suspicion deepened as she observed missing rugs in the kitchen, which Lori had placed for Peanut, and an absent outside trash can. On June 13, 2006, Lori's mother, Arlene, received a call from Lori's workplace, reporting her absence for 2 consecutive days. Concerned, Arlene tried unsuccessfully to reach her daughter, and fearing for Lori's well-being, promptly traveled to Auburn, informing her husband Casey of the distressing situation. Upon entering Lori's trailer, Arlene discovered an unsettling scene. The door slightly ajar, a neatly made bed, but no sign of Lori, and her car was also missing. Upon closer inspection, Arlene noticed several items missing from Lori's trailer, including kitchen rugs, a couch pillow, a Galileo thermometer, a green trash can containing a rake and shovel, and the phone cord for her landline. Alarmed, Arlene realized that something was terribly wrong and officially reported her daughter missing. As the initial investigation unfolded, the police searched Lori's trailer but found no conclusive evidence linking to a potential suspect. However, signs of a struggle and scuff marks on the wall were apparent, Semen was discovered on Lori's bedsheet, and traces of blood were found on the doorknob. Additionally, a coat hanger and a single golden hoop earring were discovered at the scene. Surveillance footage from June 10, 2006 showed Lori's last known sighting at an Alabama Walmart. However, what happened to her after that remained a mystery. A tip soon emerged from one of Lori's friends, 25-year-old Daryl Richard Ennis, commonly known as Rick. Rick claimed to have met Lori on the day of her disappearance and suggested that she might have gone off to engage in a drug deal. Lori had encountered Rick at a bowling alley where he worked, a place she frequented during her student days. Arlene knew Rick as Lori had invited him to spend Christmas with the family in 2005, feeling sympathy for his lack of family. Despite Lori's close friendship with Rick, Arlene found it hard to believe the drug dealing claim and suspected he might be lying. Before authorities could act on this information, a chilling discovery unfolded on June 14, 2006, 4 days after Lori's disappearance. At approximately 4:40 a.m., Lori's car was found fully engulfed in flames on an impasse near the bowling alley where Rick had previously worked. From that point on, the investigation transitioned from a missing persons case to a potential homicide. The fire that consumed Lori's car obliterated any potential evidence inside, yet Lori was not found within the burned vehicle. Nearby, a hand-rolled cigarette and a gas can were discovered in the woods. This development left Lori's family deeply disturbed, and they became increasingly convinced that something grave had happened to her. The only lead investigators had was the information provided by Ennis. When Ennis was brought in for questioning, he reiterated the narrative he had shared with Arlene, embellishing it with more details. Ennis claimed that he and Lori grew marijuana together, suggesting she might have gone off to sell her portion of the weed they cultivated. He also insinuated that Lori could have been involved with dubious individuals. Despite raiding Lori's trailer, the police found no evidence supporting Ennis's drug-dealing claims. During the interview, investigators noticed scratches on Ennis's hands and arms, which he attributed to his dog. More troubling details emerged when Lindsay, Lori's friend, shared her account. She mentioned hearing Ennis in the background during her last phone conversation with Lori on the day she vanished. At that time, Lindsay didn't think much of it since Ennis was known to be a friend of Lori. When Lindsay later texted Ennis to inquire about Lori's whereabouts, he assured her that Lori was fine when he last saw her. Lindsay informed investigators that Lori had confided in her about a love letter Ennis had written, expressing romantic feelings that were not reciprocated. According to Lindsay, Lori had planned to discuss the matter with Ennis. In a subsequent re-interview with Ennis, confronted with this new information, he admitted to meeting Lori hours before her disappearance, but insisted she was fine and preparing to go to the store when he left her house. However, investigators identified inconsistencies in his statements, prompting them to focus on Ennis as their prime suspect. Their suspicions deepened when a search of Ennis's car revealed several items of interest, including a knife, cleaning supplies, and handcuffs. To gather more evidence, investigators delved into Rick Ennis's past, only to uncover shocking twists. In an unimaginably dark revelation, they discovered that Ennis had committed a gruesome act at the age of 12. On March 3, 1993, just 10 months after their marriage, Ennis brutally murdered his mother, Anna, by beating her with a baseball bat and shooting her in the face in their North Montgomery, Alabama trailer. His stepfather, Eddie Joe Flowers, known as Elvis for his sideburns and vibrant personality, suffered the same fate after Ennis shot him in the face with a shotgun upon returning home from work. Following the murders, Ennis confessed to an Alabama state trooper, John Clark, who had stopped him walking along the highway after he crashed the family car into a fence. In his backpack, the 12-year-old carried a kitchen knife and ammunition for a 12-gauge shotgun and a .22 caliber. When questioned about the motive, the emotionless Ennis revealed that he was angry about his parents' plan to move, not wanting to leave his school. He confessed to living with their bodies for 2 days and expressed intentions to kill his 3 stepsisters in the future. Despite the gruesome nature of the crimes, Ennis, being a minor at the time, could not be tried as an adult. He received a 9-year sentence for the double murder. After his release, he moved to Auburn, where he encountered Lori Slosinski. Ennis became the prime suspect in Lori's disappearance, but due to the lack of Lori's body or direct evidence, it was impossible to charge him for her murder. Ennis left Auburn shortly after the interview and relocated to Huntsville, Alabama in 2007, leaving Lori's case cold. In Huntsville, Ennis moved in with a roommate named Abram Sissons. Ennis brought kitchen rugs with him, claiming they were a gift from Lori. He mentioned being in love with a woman from Auburn who had disappeared. Abram, unaware of Ennis's dark past, asked him to leave when he learned about it. When Abram returned to his apartment, he found it trashed. The police recovered the rugs, one of which tested positive for Ennis's blood. Abram also reported seeing a Galileo thermometer in Ennis's room, the same type missing from Lori's home. Despite these connections, the police couldn't conclusively link Ennis to Lori's murder at the time, and he remained at large. Lori's case went unsolved, and her devastated family waited for answers. In 2016, a decade after Lori's disappearance, Special Agent Mark Whitaker of the Alabama State Bureau of Investigation, along with his partner, Agent J.W. Barnes, opened a cold case unit and began reinvestigating Lori's case. Lori's case became the inaugural project for the newly formed cold case unit, led by Special Agent Mark Whitaker and his partner, Agent J.W. Barnes. The duo embarked on a thorough re-examination of the evidence, sending items to forensic labs for testing and conducting numerous interviews and re-interviews. Naturally, Rick Ennis emerged as the main suspect during this renewed investigation. Agent Whitaker, aware of Ennis's dark past, had a gut feeling that he might be involved in Lori's disappearance, yet lacked the evidence to prove guilt without a body. In an unexpected turn, Agent J.W. Barnes stumbled upon a crucial piece of evidence while reviewing files. He uncovered a report in an envelope that had remained unopened for a decade since Lori's disappearance in 2006. This report revealed that, although evidence had been collected from Lori's trailer in 2006, it had not been thoroughly examined until a decade later. The results disclosed that semen found on Lori's bedsheet and blood on the interior side of the front door contained Rick Ennis's DNA. With this newfound evidence, investigators constructed a compelling case against Ennis. In 2018, they successfully obtained an indictment order. However, by this time, Ennis had moved on with his life, happily engaged to a school librarian named Elena Atkinson and residing in Pilot, Virginia. He was employed by a company specializing in designing and building portable living structures called yurts. On August 6, 2018, Ennis's 38th birthday, and 12 years after Lori Slosinski went missing, a task force of U.S. Marshals arrested him. The arrest marked a significant development in Lori's case, bringing a sense of closure to her devastated family after years of uncertainty. The arrest of Rick Ennis brought relief to Lori's family, but it shocked his fiancée and co-workers. However, Ennis's trial faced delays due to COVID-19, finally commencing on April 1, 2022. During the trial, the prosecution presented compelling evidence, including a cigarette butt in Lori's bedsheet containing Ennis's DNA. In defense, Ennis's legal team suggested the police might have planted the cigarette, attempting to undermine Lori's character by portraying her as a drug dealer. Ennis claimed consensual intimacy with Lori before her disappearance, despite evidence challenging his narrative. The trial took a dramatic turn when two witnesses testified. Jeremy Brooks, a former co-worker, revealed that on June 9, 2006, a day before Lori vanished, Ennis asked him for gas in a gas tank. Jeremy declined the request, and this information matched the description of a gas can missing from the bowling alley where Ennis worked. Another former co-worker, Terry Booth, recounted Ennis's chilling comment years earlier, stating he had to get rid of a body. Although thought to be a joke at the time, Ennis's subsequent arrest for Lori's murder proved otherwise. Despite maintaining his innocence, Ennis received a guilty verdict from the jurors after 2 days of deliberation. Originally facing the death penalty, the district attorney decided to remove it from consideration after consulting with Lori's mother, Arlene. On April 14, 2022, Ennis was sentenced to life without parole, and he remains incarcerated at the William E. Donaldson Correctional Facility in Bessemer, Alabama. For Arlene Slosinski, the outcome was bittersweet. While it provided a sense of closure, it meant accepting that Lori would never come home. Arlene expressed tears and described the verdict as a realization that she had to finally let go of the hope she clung to for so long. The tragic case of Lori Slosinski prompts reflection, and the question lingers about whether Rick Ennis will ever disclose the location of Lori's remains. The comments section awaits your thoughts on this case, and if you appreciate the content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.